The CEO of Coulson Aviation, Wayne Coulson, is speaking about the crash, the C-130 air tanker crash last week.
On behalf of the families of Captain Ian McBeth, First Officer Paul Hudson, and Flight Engineer Rick DeMorgan, I would like to say thank you all for your support and kindness during this very tragic time. The outpouring of heartfelt grief around the world has been much appreciated and deeply felt at this time of loss. It reflects the grief of the families, the grief of their colleagues, and the Coulson Aviation family, and all the people they have helped during this bushfire season. These pilots were valued members of our firefighting family. They know all around the world for their skill and experience in aerial firefighting and in the C-130 military world. We recognize that the loss of Ian, Paul, and Rick are 3 of 6 firefighting deaths in the state this bushfire season. We recognize there are other firefighters across Australia who have perished in the active duty. Our thoughts are with all these heroes who have given their lives to protect this beautiful country. We also recognize that the community members have lost across the nation, increasing the tragedy at this time. As we all know too well, firefighting is a dangerous job. It's also an important job and a job that protects the lives and communities. What drove Ian, Paul, and Rick, and what still drives our team, is the mission of supporting these communities in Australia and across the world. We are focused on supporting the families during this difficult time and helping them in any way we can. This loss is indescribable to them. We are working with the American Consulate and the families of Ian, Paul, and Rick to bring the fallen firefighters home and to support them in whatever arrangements that they require. You will be aware that when we learned of the accident, we took a decision to ground our ground crews, crews of the aircraft in New South Wales and Victoria State. This was so our team members could take time to understand this loss. RFS has supported us by dispatching their critical incident teams. Any death is confronting. But we have met with the teams here in Sydney, and they are back up in the air. They want to do the job they're here for, supporting these beautiful communities in Australia. We continue to work with the Australian Transportation Safety Bureau and the New South Wales Police to understand the cause of this crash. We flew to the site where the aircraft crashed yesterday in the Murano Snowy region and walked the area. To see our aircraft on the ground, knowing we have had such loss of life, was devastating. These are world-class experienced flight crews flying a world-class, reliable, and well-maintained aircraft. We are a safety-first company and average over 6,000 firefighting missions per year around the world. For that reason, it's vital that we understand the circumstances around this crash. We know there is a lot of interest internationally here and in Australia with regard to this tragedy. I would like to thank our international partners that have offered to assist us in this investigation. The authorities, we will continue to work through what happened, and we are fully cooperating. In such circumstances, I would like to extend my heartfelt thank you to the RFS team and Commissioner Shane Fitzsimmons for the support and leadership that he's provided. We have a strong relationship here in Australia. We worked in Australia for the past 17 years in bushfire. It is the second home to our family, our company, and our crews because of the time we all spend here. We appreciate the support shown to our firefighters. It is an honor to help protect Australia and other parts of the world. Thank you.
Any questions?
Mr. Coulson, yesterday the ATSB began looking at data from the cockpit voice recorder. Has that gleaned any insight for you yet?
No, it has not yet, sir.
From what you've seen and what you've heard, Do you have any idea how this accident occurred?
We do not, sir.
Mr. Coulson, could you talk us through what you do know, the sequence of events on that day, what happened?
Yeah, Shane.
Are you happy to do that?
Yeah,
You happy to
thank
say
you,
that?
Commissioner. Thank you.
So what we do know, and I think we've mentioned this previously, is that on that day, last Thursday, we had a number of fires burning in the Snowy Mountains area, particularly around the Adaminaby complex and what was called the Good Fire, or the back end of the Old Badger Fire there. We had a couple of large air tankers that were deployed down to the fireground area, one being the 737, which did some work on the Adaminaby complex of fire, and then the Bomber 134, Bomber 134, the Hercules, was dispatched as well with a primary target of the Adaminaby complex, or if the conditions were such that it wasn't able to be effective, the secondary target over near Peakview, about 50 or 60 kilometres to the east, still in the same area. The plane has gone in, made the assessment on the Adaminaby complex that there was too much smoke and it was unclear. There was a lack of clarity, so it wasn't able to bomb effectively in the Adaminaby complex of fire, so it went over to the Good Fire to do some work on that fire that was approaching and impacting onto property. It is tragically at that second fire where they did some assessment and some drop work that we've seen the fatal crash.